The first order from Perfect Circuit out of Burbank, California consisted of 6 Eurorack modules. Those were the ALM Busy Circuits MIDI module, the Pamela's New Workout, the Mutable Instruments Plats and Rings modules, Mr. Series Monsoon, which is a Clouds clone, and the IntelliGel Outs module. Also in this order, I included the Dope for DIY kit, which comes with 2 sets of 84 HP rails, the sliding nuts, a power supply, transformer, and 2 bus boards for building your own case. I knew I needed rails and power thanks to my crippling extensive research before pulling the trigger on July 15th of 2021, so the DIY kit seemed like it would be a good place to start. I didn't think building my own case on day 1 was realistic, but I did need rails and power to get things started. By the way, this first clip is going to be excruciatingly slow going to show you exactly how cautious I was trying to be on day 1. And I also recommend you be cautious on your first day of receiving and powering up your new Eurorack modules. There's nothing wrong with being safe. Initially, I was terrified to wire this thing up myself for the first time. I watched so many videos of people instilling sheer terror and trepidation in us that should you wire Eurorack modules up incorrectly, you could tear a hole in the fabric of space-time, causing a singularity to form and the entire planet Earth would be destroyed. Or, in truth, your Eurorack module simply wouldn't power up. 2+ years later, I can tell you with utmost certainty that the worst thing that could happen to 90% of the modules if you miswire the plus-minus 12 volt power is that the module simply will not power up. In fact, time portals do not open up and go back and kill your grandpa so you are never born. However, this does truly depend on the quality of the module you have purchased, because I'm sure that if a module is cheaply tossed together by some nerd with a soldering iron in his mom's basement, voltage can and will destroy the module, at worst. At best, it just won't power on. So definitely always be careful how you wire not only the 10 pin to the module, but any other power connections in your case. Take for instance my careful, paranoid double checking of every single connection imaginable in my first hookup. Alright, so we have a transformer with a plus 12 ground and negative 12. Red, black, and blue. Red, black, blue times 2 buses. So there's one set of cords that then comes to, oops, where am I? Red, black, and blue. So I have red, black, blue, because you can't really see it down in there, plus 12 and, oops, minus 12. With a fat finger in the way. And they come over here to plus 12, ground, minus 12. All right, so I don't think I'm gonna blow anything up, right? Needless to say, my first powering up went swimmingly, which was a huge surprise to me. All right, here goes the first power on test. This is just the standalone bus board and transformer. I'm gonna film it in case this blows up and kills me. One of these things goes through my eyeball. Here's my power supply plugged into the AC power in the wall next to my coffee pot. I'm going to turn on this power now and we're going to see power to the transformer. Ready, set, go. Oh. Alright, so the positive 12, negative 12 are lit up. Ground, of course, has no light. Over here we have positive and negative 12, and the 5 volt doesn't have any power because we're not using 5 volt. In this configuration, and I guess that's it. So now the theory is I plug a module in here and it will light up. Let's try that next. Using poor innocent Pamela as my guinea pig, she was the first Eurorack module to receive power in my entire modular adventure. I was being extremely cautious because the universe doesn't always allow me to be successful, especially if it's going to cost me thousands of dollars in hardware damage. Here's my little ghetto Eurorack case. Just a cardboard box right now. Got my rack sitting on it. I've got the bus board here still plugged into the transformer. Transformer still fed from the power supply over here. And I've got this ribbon cable to the Pamela's New Workout. I tried this one earlier, but there's no real light on here, so I couldn't tell if it was working. So now Pamela should tell us if everything is working when I turn it on. All right, explosions ready. On. I see data. It's too bad I put this right underneath the kitchen light, huh? Look at that. My module, my first module ever, is powered. Holy shit. Once I was successful with the Pamela's new workout power-up test, I felt confident enough to add the ribbon cables to the rest of the Day 1 collection and inspect everything meticulously for fire and/or explosions. Of course, everything was fine, but I'm usually waiting for the other shoe to drop, as they say. All right, so now for the really big test. I've got everybody plugged into the bus board. Red ribbon on the red ribbon side. And you can see that because it says down here, red wire. Red wire. All right, so everybody's hooked up. And now we're gonna flip on the old power supply and watch my Frankenstein come to life. Oh, plates makes better lights. So look at that. Plates is lit up, rings is lit up. Monsoon, do you not have lights? Oh, he does have lights if you push buttons. All right, we got power. I got Pamela, I got oscillator, I got resonator, I got effectsinator. I got whenever I get my outs, I'll do my outs to my left, right, and then out to Pro Tools or my headphones. Oh, all right, now where the hell are my patch cables? Damn it to hell. My patch cables weren't actually missing. I had ordered everything on the same day, and the perfect circuit order just happened to arrive before Amazon delivery of my first few modular cables. However, I was able to improvise, having one of those eureka moments. I mean, headphones do have an 1/8" jack, don't they? So just to show you what a dummy I am, because I was so excited about getting power to these, I forgot that my headphone jacks are small enough to fit in here. So with the plates, again, the oscillator, let's plug it in. These are my first oscillations ever. Oh boy, I can't wait to get this plugged into an amplifier. Finally, later that afternoon on July 15th, 2021, the Eurorack patch cable order arrived, and we were now ready to hook up to the audio interface and into the DAW and out to the studio monitors to make some real noise. This was the most exciting moment in recent history for me. This was success. All right, well, guess what just arrived? My pile of patch cables. So now the very first thing in my life I've ever patched is audio out of the oscillator to the output to the mixer, so I can hear this shit. Here's the mixer. Here is plates in all its raw glory. And that's all the little oscillator's gonna do, is make a single sound until I hook a keyboard up to it. Maybe that's next. On tonight's episode of How to Make Nothing But Noise, we have figured out how to do CV gate out of the System 8 into the Platts oscillator. I'm not going to focus too much on the modules and their beautiful noises in this series, because this is about the cases I designed, or the boxes I used, and their evolution. From the small 3U 84 HP cardboard box to an 18U by 168 HP behemoth, along with another 6U 140 HP case and the original DIY rails at 6U by 84 HP for a mini mod setup, and finally a tiny little 3U by 60 HP demo case by Moog. That's a lot of case, man. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Here are some final highlights of the Day 1 cardboard box prototype A. before we move on to prototype B. There was a prototype A-1, kind of for a minute. One thing I did try with the Dofer DIY kit was to build a 3U by 168 HP case using 4 of the 84 HP rails in the kit. The initial idea was to lay it across the Roland System 8 as a modular bay that I would then play using the keyboard's CV gate out. This worked in principle, but very limited to monophonic, one note at a time, which didn't matter until a second oscillator arrived a week later. So that's it for the Prototype A, the cardboard box day 1 Eurorack case. Let's take a look at what happens next when impatience overtakes me and I cave in and buy my only commercial Eurorack case to date, the Behringer Go case.